In the modern world, we are terrified of silence. We surround ourselves with noise. With friends who don't understand us. With distractions that numb us. With a society that tells us that being alone is a failure. They tell you that happiness is found in the crowd. In the party. In the validation of others. But the greatest warrior who ever lived disagreed. Miyamoto Musashi. The sword saint. The man who fought 60 duels to the death and never lost. He did not find his strength in a crowd. He did not find his mastery in the applause of others. He found it in the only place most men are too afraid to look. Solitude. Musashi taught that there is a difference between being lonely and being alone. Loneliness is a sadness. It is the feeling that you are missing something. Aloneness is a weapon. It is the state where you are complete. Today, we are going to walk the path of the Dokkodo. The path of walking alone. And we are going to discover why your isolation is not your weakness. It is the beginning of your power. To understand this philosophy, we must go to the end of Musashi's life. The year is 1645. Musashi is 61 years old. He senses that death is approaching. He does not choose to spend his final days surrounded by family. He does not seek comfort in a warm bed. Instead, he climbs Mount Iwado. He enters a cold, damp cave known as Reigando. The spirit cave. He brings nothing but ink, a brush, and 2 swords. He sits in the dark, listening to the water dripping from the ceiling. He is completely, utterly alone. Why? Because he knew that clarity cannot exist where there is noise. In this cave, he writes his final masterpiece, the Book of 5 Rings. But just weeks before he dies, he writes something else. A shorter text. 21 simple lines. He called it the Dokkodo. The way of walking alone. This was not a letter to the world. It was a set of rules for his soul. A guide on how to detach from the world so that you can conquer yourself. Let us break down the most powerful lessons from this text, and how they apply to you, right now. The first rule of the Dokkodo is perhaps the hardest. Musashi wrote, "Accept everything just as it is." Most of us live in denial. We wish we were taller. We wish we were richer. We wish the world was fair. We wish we hadn't been heartbroken. We spend our energy fighting against reality, screaming at the universe for being what it is. When you walk alone, you lose the luxury of complaining. There is no one there to listen to your victimhood. If it rains, you get wet. If you are cold, you shiver. If you are weak, you die. Musashi fought men who were bigger than him. He fought clans that outnumbered him. If he stopped to complain that the fight wasn't fair, he would have been cut down. By accepting reality, you stop wasting energy on wishing. You start using your energy on doing. To walk alone is to look at your life, your bank account, your body, your relationships, and say, "This is where I am. Not where I want to be. Not where I should be. But where I am." Only then can you begin to move. Musashi wrote, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." In the modern world, we are addicts. We are addicted to the comfort of the herd. When we feel a moment of loneliness, what do? We pull out our phone. We check a notification. We look for a distraction. We are terrified of sitting with our own thoughts. Musashi warns us that seeking comfort makes you weak. When you rely on others for your happiness, you become a slave to them. If you need a text message to feel worthy, you are a slave. If you need a party to feel alive, you are a slave. The man who walks alone learns to generate his own fire. He does not need the warmth of others. This is the Ronin mindset. The masterless samurai. He serves no master but his own purpose. Think about your own life. How much of your day is spent chasing cheap pleasure? How much time is spent trying to fit in? Now imagine if you took all that energy and directed it toward one singular goal. That is the power of the Dokkodo. When you start to walk this path, a strange thing will happen. People will hate you for it. Musashi wrote. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. When you remove yourself from the crowd to focus on your mission, the crowd will try to pull you back. They will call you antisocial. They will say you are obsessed. They will say you are crazy. Why? Because your discipline shines a light on their laziness. Your silence exposes their noise. Your solitude exposes their dependency. Musashi spent years wandering the forests of Japan. He didn't care about the gossip of the townsfolk. He cared about the way of the sword. He knew that you cannot become extraordinary by doing what ordinary people do. Ordinary people seek comfort. Extraordinary people seek the path. If you want to achieve something great, whether it is building a business, sculpting your body, or mastering your mind, you must be willing to be misunderstood. You must be willing to walk alone. So, how do you apply this today? You do not need to live in a cave. You do not need to carry a sword. But you must carry the mindset. Tomorrow morning, try this. Wake up. Do not touch your phone. Do not turn on the music. Sit in silence for 10 minutes. Look at the wall. Feel the anxiety rising. The urge to connect. The urge to distract. And simply, let it be. Realize that you are enough. Realize that your strength comes from within, not from without. Musashi died in that cave, alone. But he did not die lonely. He died with the satisfaction of a man who had mastered himself. There is a path that leads away from the crowd. It is steep. It is rocky. And it is lonely. But it is the only path that leads to who you are truly meant to be. Step onto the path. Walk alone.